Hello and welcome to Go to Result Exposition. My name is Emiola and we are still cracking the codes for achieving your business goals on autopilot. This week, I will be focusing on what I have titled The Cost of Repeating the Previous Year. Now, what do I mean by that? How will you know if you have been repeating the previous years? Okay, I have 3 questions here that might help. But before then, let me say this. The concept of time has 3 major components: the past, the present, and the future. Now, the 3 are very important, but please listen to this. No matter how good the past was, it should not be repeated. I want to encourage you to get a piece of paper and a biro or a booklet and just write out these 3 questions. I encourage you to look at them critically and just put your answers down. Okay, they are going to help you to determine if you have been repeating the previous year. The first one: what are the activities you carried out on daily basis in the previous year? Maybe marketing activities, how you did your recruitment last year, the trainings you attended, and many more. That is the first question. So please just take your biro and write that question down. Then you can take your time to reflect and just write your answers. Okay, that's the first one. Number 2, are you still facing the problems of the previous year or the previous years? For many business owners, they have been facing the same problems over the years. Okay, so please check. What are those problems you have been facing? Are you still facing them today? Then the last question for today: what are the results you produced last year? What are the results? Marketing results, sales results, your system, your processes, staff performance, and many more. So just check them out. Just check them one after the other. It's actually your call. It's a decision to make. So check out those things. Once you check them one after the other, then you will be able to determine if you have been repeating the previous year. Okay, so let's move on to the cost. The 3 things that I have put here that is going to cost you if you have been repeating the previous year or even the previous years. Because for many of us, we've been repeating the previous years. Not only 1 year, maybe 5 years. I have put together 3 costs that I want us to look at critically. And the first one is dormant potential. The second one is stunted growth. The third cost is drowsy progress. So I'm going to look at them one after the other. I will be very brief on stunted growth because next week I'm going to be focusing on the power of growth. So let's start with dormant potential, the cost of dormant potential. I believe you know that your potential is limitless. You don't even know what you are capable of doing. And that is a very potent reason why you should harness and maximize your potential. But if you keep repeating the previous year, your potential is going to be dormant because all you need to do is just to do the things that you have been doing. No new challenge, no motivation. Okay, so you're going to discover that your talents your gifts, and your skills, the skills you have acquired over the years, you are not going to be able to put them to use if you keep repeating the previous year. And that is a very dangerous place to be, because you're going to see people harnessing and maximizing their own potential. And it's going to make you feel jealous, make you feel envious. And if you're not careful, you start emitting negative energy all over the place. And for smart people, they are going to not want to be around you. Yes. So it's a very dangerous place to be. It's going to cost you. It's a major cost that we need to really pay attention to. Dormant potential. Again, when your potential is dormant, you're going to feel like you are not as good as other people, which is not true. I have a strong belief that nobody is actually better than the other person, because we all have infinite potential. They have been able to discover their potential, and they are taking advantage of that discovery. So I want to encourage today that you should begin to harness your potential. Begin to maximize it. Once you keep repeating what you are used to, what you have been doing, then you will not have the capacity to harness your potential. So ensure that you are not incurring that cost of dormant potential. The second cost is stunted growth. I like to use this illustration when I talk about growth. The illustration of taking a seed, putting it in the ground, and it will start to germinate, grow, and it will get to a level where it will begin to produce fruits. And most of the time, the seed for the next level is actually in those fruits produced. If you have stunted growth, it means that you won't grow to the level where you will be able to produce fruits that will have the seed for the next level in them. So if you keep repeating what you know, what you have been doing, what you are capable of doing, what you are used to, then the growth of that business is going to be stunted. I'm going to be focusing on growth next week, so I'm just going to stop it here and move to the next one. And the third cost is the cost of drowsy progress. I chose that word, drowsy, because it means maybe for somebody to be sleepy. So are you making drowsy progress in that business? Is that business making drowsy progress? When I say drowsy progress, I mean progress that you make and you don't even understand how you are making it, because you're making the progress is as if you're sleeping while making the progress. The progress is not, you're not making conscious progress, intentional progress, and deliberate progress. That when you're making the progress, you know what you're doing. You know the things that are working. You know the things that are not working, that are not supposed to be repeated. You're just making the progress. It's as if you're making progress, but you don't even understand it. That is what you have when you keep repeating the previous year, when you keep doing the things that are familiar. So, what can you do in order not to keep repeating the previous year or even the previous years? Goals to the rescue. When you set goals, you are motivated, and honestly, you will not be repeating the previous year. Let me say this before I conclude today. Goals are futuristic. Goals are futuristic, and they are futuristic because there is a gap between where you are now, what you have now, what you have achieved now, and what your goals are. If you can achieve them now, please know that they are not goals. Goals should motivate you. There should be a gap between where you are and where you want to be. Those are the things that we refer to as dreams. When you break them down, they become goals. So where are you now? Where do you want to be? You will need a new level of thinking, knowledge, capacity to be able to move from where you are to where you want to be, or to be able to close that gap between where you are and where you want to be, which are goals. Goals should motivate you. Goals must be futuristic. They are not things that you can achieve immediately. So when you put down your business goals, you're going to see the things that you need to acquire. You're going to see new set of skills that you are going to need to be able to get there. You will understand that you need to develop a new capacity to be able to achieve those business goals. And when you do that, the cost of dormant potential, the cost of stunted growth, the cost of drowsy progress, you will discover that you are no longer incurring those costs anymore. So I want to encourage today that you set business goals. I spoke about areas where you could set business goals last week. So let me just mention them again. Sales goals. I jokingly tell people that if you are not making sales, you are not in business. So sales goals, marketing goals, people goals, profit goals, and your own personal goals. For 1 year, I focused on training people on how to set personal goals and how to achieve personal goals. Because it's only when you can set your personal goals and achieve them that you will be able to set business goals and achieve them also. I encourage you to develop the skill of goal setting. Brian Tracy said that the master skill for success is goal setting. So if you have never attended any workshop on goal setting, I want to encourage you to watch out for my goal setting workshop coming up towards the end of the year from November. We're going to be setting goals for the year 2021. So please watch out for that. For you not to miss anything also, I want to invite you to join the Goal to Result tribe on WhatsApp. I'm going to be motivating and reminding you every day to set goals and achieve them. So thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you again next week, Thursday by 1 p.m. on my Facebook page, where we're going to continue cracking the codes for achieving your business goals on autopilot. Thank you. Please share with your friends, and I look forward to a great time with you again.